Over the holiday, I took a nice little staycation. You guys know how I love to do that. And I stayed home and just rested. And while I was resting, I got a lot of memes from you guys, a lot of Aquarius memes. So I picked several of my favorites that people asked me to respond to. And I'm going to read them and laugh at a lot of them and tell you what I think about them, okay? All right, so let's get started. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and pass it on to anybody and everybody who might like it too. If you want to get a reading done, I would love to read you. Please email me or hit me up on my social media. All of that is underneath this video as well, along with my Patreon, my Amazon wish list, let me see, my Cashapp, my PayPal, and a whole bunch of other stuff, merchandise and all kinds of other stuff. So please check that out. All right. So let's take a look at these memes. I love a good meme. Y'all know I always got jokes. So let's look at the first one. I think some of these are funny, and I think some of these are just about Aquarius. The first one says, Aquarius, you ruin your life by letting your past, going in, why don't they? Why don't they? By letting your past influence your future. You tend to keep everything to yourself, and you're your own worst enemy. You don't forgive yourself for your past, and you allow it to dictate your future, carrying unnecessary baggage along the way. You tend to push really good people away because you think you're better off alone than with someone who could be good for you. Now, I do agree with certain parts of this. I agree that a lot of us carry the baggage from our past. I know I carried mine for far too long. I've just recently been able to let the majority of it go. So I do believe this. I think that Aquarius would definitely benefit from letting go of hurt energy, therapy, releasing the past, forgiveness. I do think many of us benefit from that because I know I benefited from it. So I agree with that. I do keep a lot of things to myself. As a matter of fact, I keep most things to myself. As for as much as I talk, because y'all know I got a lot to say, but for as much as I talk, I don't reveal a lot. I don't reveal things that I don't want other people to know, or I don't reveal things that really bother me sometimes. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. It depends on if I think it can be used against me, or if it's something that, like I always tell one of my exes, it's not your concern. Some things are just not your concern. So it depends on what it is. I agree with that too. You're your own worst enemy because you don't forgive yourself. It did take me a while to forgive myself. So yeah, that's true for some of us. Let me see. And the last part, this is the only part I don't agree with. It says you tend to push really good people away. I don't push good people away. Now, some Aquarius do. Some Aquarius, if they start to have feelings for you, good or bad, if you're a good or bad person, they'll start to push you away. So some Aquarius will do that, but not all of us. I do not push good people away. I push away people who are trying to play me. Don't play with me, okay? I push away people that are trying to harm me, or people that are sneaky, or stuff like that. I push away people that have a low vibration. I push away people that are just trying to get in my drawers. Like, I have a long list of people that I push away, but it's not good people. So that does happen with certain Aquarius, but not all of us. We don't all do that, but I have seen that. I remember one Aquarius told me that whenever he feels anything for a person, starts to feel close to them, starts to feel whatever, that he automatically messes it up. And I had an Aquarius friend, and I'm just now sitting here realizing that he sabotaged our friendship, because he said to me right before he sabotaged the friendship, and basically he just pissed me off and I stopped fucking with him. But right before that happened, he said to me that it had been a long time since he had a person like me in his life, somebody he could laugh with and talk to, in a platonic sense. And it wasn't more than a couple days later he did some nut shit, and I'm just now realizing he did that shit on purpose. Self-sabotage. So yes, Aquarius do that sometimes, consciously and unconsciously. So I agree with that. Now we have one that says the Aquarius dark side. Let's see how this one looks. It says they ignore their own emotions. Yeah, ignore, hide, repress, suppress. I got more words than that. Yes, we do. Always feel misunderstood. We do feel misunderstood because we are misunderstood. That isn't a dark side. That's just, it is what it is. How many Aquarius out there in the comment section, if you feel misunderstood and you're an Aquarius, tell me in the comment section, because that's very common for us. Next one. They love distancing themselves from people. That's not dark. That's just how we are. A lot of us are loners. A lot of us are leaders, and it's lonely at the top, and then other ones are loners. So again, by ourselves. So I don't think that's really dark. We just not people persons. That's the bottom line. We don't dislike people because we are humanitarians, but we find people to be draining, and they are. I'm sure many other signs find people to be draining too, but I think they're more likely to deal with it, where Aquarius will tuck ourselves away somewhere. Cry over the smallest things. I don't know about other Aquarius, because most of us hide our emotions, but I know I do cry over the smallest things. I'll cry over a song. I'll cry over a movie. Oh my God. I will cry so hard over a movie like I knew them people. Okay. So stuff like that. Yes. I will cry when somebody dies, if I knew them or not, especially if there's like a sweet tribute to them, stuff like that. Oh, that stuff gets me. So yeah, I do. But that's not all Aquarius. I know Aquarius who will never let another person see them cry. And I don't know if they cry when they by themselves though. So maybe they cry over small things when they're alone. And the other one says they give good advice but never follow it. A lot of us are like that, and I was like that when I was young. But now I listen to myself. I listen to my gut instincts. I listen to my cards. I listen to my ancestors. I am not as hard-headed as I was as a young girl, because a lot of stuff that I got involved with, especially some of my exes, I knew better. I knew better, but did not listen to myself. Like with Voldemort, I knew better. I often want to kick myself in the ass about that one. I knew he wasn't shit. Oh, I knew it. I knew it, and did it anyway. So yes, right. And when I was young, I did used to do that, and I'm sure some of y'all do it too. All right, the next meme says Aquarius, the eccentric. I like being eccentric. Now it says, although Aquarius is able to make friends easily, they tend to appear aloof and do not usually make an effort to seek out relationships. This is true. We do have I told you guys earlier, we're loners. That's very true. And we don't really seek out relationships. They kind of just happen to us. We meet somebody and we kind of just find ourselves talking to them one day. That's very true. Next one. Lie to an Aquarius and consider your friendship over. Let me tell y'all something. This is another one I agree with. I used to have a friend that was a Libra. Me and this Libra were friends for like 11 years. I called her my best friend. As a matter of fact, we both have the same tattoo in the same place. I loved this Libra to death, okay? And after 11 years of friendship, one day I called her house and a man answered the phone. I thought it was her son because she had 2 grown sons. And I said, hey, is your mom there? And he was like, my mom? Like, what? Child, let me tell y'all, she had moved a man into her apartment. He informed me that he had been there for a month. Okay? She had been hiding him from me and our other friend group for a month because she had talked shit about him, right? She had told us all the crap that he had done. And he was real questionable, okay? He told her he had a brain tumor and he didn't. Stuff like that. Those kind of lies that somebody kicked to you and they're trying to get sympathy from you. And so we had all sat on the phone and clowned him and talked smack, And she moved him in on the low ski. After 11 years of friendship, I stopped fucking with her. I left her completely alone about 2 weeks ago. Now, mind you, this happened like, oh my God, This happened a long time ago, like 10 years ago. And like 2 weeks ago, she sent me a friend request on Facebook. I was like, girl, bye. Once you lie to an Aquarius, I'm never going to trust her again. So I'm good. 11 years. You did something like that after 11 years? Nah, I'm good. I am too good, sister. So that was the end of that. Yeah, consider that friendship over. The next one says Aquarius. Aquarius holds a magnetic key that will tempt you, and allure you, and steal your heart forever. Once you've loved an Aquarius, no one else can match that dynamic. I agree. I definitely agree. If any of you have ever loved an Aquarius or been in love with an Aquarius, let us know what you think. Because I've heard this. I haven't been in love very many times, okay? I'm often questioning how many of them was real. But let's say it's 3 possibilities, okay? And out of those 3 possibilities, I would say 2 of them, because they're healthy enough to actually care about somebody, always, we always, that dynamic is always there. And I know other people who've been with an Aquarius, and they always talk about how awesome it was, even if they broke up, how awesome it was with the Aquarius. So I hear this a lot. All right, guys. So those are the ones that we got and we responded to. So tell me what you think about those in the comment section. Now I'm going to do, here we are. I'm going to do 2 positive comments. The first one came from Miss Seed of the Day. Awesome. Sis, the reason why they burn the clothes, she talking about Balenciaga, is to show the symbolic message of rage over the harm of children in any way, no matter how much money was spent. Now, my thing is that I do have rage over this, so I totally get that part about it. I think it's disgusting. And I get that, but symbolism for symbolism's sake means nothing. Okay, nobody gives a fuck that you burnt your $700 pair of sneakers. As a matter of fact, most people looking at you talking about how stupid you are. You know, quite frankly, for those people who've done it, I've seen this happen with the NFL. See people burn their NFL jerseys. I saw people burning their James Charles pallets because he's a creepo and, you know, all kind of other abusive words I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. But I've seen this happen with other people time and time again. And what I'm saying is that I understand the rage. I get the symbolism, but symbolism for symbolism's sake is useless. If you really want to help these children, do something for the children. Give to organizations, you know, help in your local community, children that you know are having problems. Foster some kids, take them into your home, kids who are taken from their own families for this kind of thing. And as far as Balenciaga is concerned, if you got Balenciaga gear, it's still selling. People are still buying it online. So sell it and then take all the money and give to the local child abuse organization or something like that. My point is that if you're going to do something symbolic, do something that actually helps the victims. Watching things get set on fire on the internet is not helping the victims. So that's my point. You know, it is giving a message, but that message could be a lot stronger if it came in dollars and cents that really helped those kids. I remember I was talking to someone one time and they were talking about foster children. And they were telling me, this is a foster parent. And the foster parent was telling me that many times the kids come with their stuff in a trash bag. So they're going from home to home with their belongings in a trash bag. So something as simple as buying them a rolling suitcase, you know, maybe buying a few and donating them, you know, or something like that. My point is, do something that's really going to help them. And symbolism is not enough. I've seen enough hashtags. I've seen enough symbols. I'm sick of symbols. I want to see some action. And that's not me coming at you, Mrs. Seed of the Day. I'm just saying that in general. Like, I understand what you're trying to say, and I appreciate you explaining it, but it still doesn't make sense to what I'm talking about. I want more than that. I want more than symbols. I want money. I want cash spent, and I want these kids actually helped. Elijah Meadows. Hey, Elijah. Elijah said, yep. On my way out of yet another toxic, narcissistic, karmic relationship. Child, when I see the word toxic and narcissist together, oh my God. Lord, please let this be the last one. I am tired. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Elijah, that I tell everybody who tells me the same thing, because I hear this all day. If you don't get the lesson, karmic relationships are lessons. And you might already know this, but I'm going to remind you, okay? Karmic relationships are about life lessons. They keep happening over and over again until you get the life lesson. So let me give you an example. Let's say you are dating someone right now, and this person is so-so, you know, things happen. It turns into one of those toxic karmic relationships. You kick that person to the curb and you move on. If you didn't get those lessons, the next person you meet, the next person you meet, the next person you meet, they're all going to come forward with that same lesson that you got from person number, that you didn't get, but got the opportunity to get from person number one. So whatever it is, it's because you're not getting the lesson. So if you're tired and you want it to end, you decide when it ends. You tell the universe you're tired by getting the lessons and not making the same mistakes. And how do I know this? Because I read about it and I lived it. Because every time I dated someone, it was the same toxic patterns, maybe tweaked a little bit, and they kept getting worse. Voldemort was just the worst one. It was other ones too before that. He was just the most extreme one. But my point is that they keep getting worse because you're not getting the lesson. So once you're ready for that shit to be over, tell the universe by getting the lesson. Demonstrate that you got the lesson. My lesson was self-love. So I demonstrated to the universe that I love myself, and then the Voldemorts stopped coming. Okay? All right, so you guys, please come back soon because I got so much more to say. See you later.